Good morning, everybody. How are y'all doing today? I hope everybody's having a great morning. Here in Virginia, it is cold and rainy and kind of a yucky day. It's a great day to stay inside and stamp. And if you see this beautiful card right here, this is what I'm going to show you today. How to make this beautiful. I just love these sunflowers. They were one of my favorite sets when I saw the new catalog, so I wanted to show you how to do this one. And I don't know if you can see all the shimmer on there. If I can be like the QVC Dominique people and show you the shimmer in the camera. Hopefully you can see it. All right, so this is a pretty easy card, but it's using a couple different techniques. And most of you probably have done these techniques before, but I thought I'd throw them back out there because it's a couple that I haven't used in a while. So let me set the card aside and show you the products that you're going to need to do it. So first, you'll need the new Celebrate Sunflowers stamp set, which you can order on June 3rd if you're not a demonstrator. If you are a demonstrator, you can order it right now. That's one of the perks of being a demonstrator, is you get to pre-order everything, not everything, but when the new catalogs come out, you get to pre-order things a month ahead of time. So this is one of the things that we could pre-order. And I'm also using the embossing folder called Tasteful Textile. And it kind of looks like, I don't know, maybe the corduroy texture, maybe a little bit. It's really pretty, but we're going to be embossing the card with that today. And then we're using the watercolor pencils. This is the old pack of pencils, the original ones from way back when. I had to dig them out. And we're using the Daffodil Delight and the white. And then we're also using the new punch. Let me look at the name of this. Lovely Labels Pick-a-Punch is the name of it. We're using this side. This is a brand new item too. And what else? Oh, this ribbon. This ribbon is brand new. This is from Flowers for Every Season ribbon combo pack. And you get 3 different ones. There's a gingham one, like a baker's twine, and then this kind of sheer. It's really pretty. It's not really like organdy, but it's kind of almost like a linen fabric. It's really, really pretty. It'd be pretty for like curtains to be made out of this. Or you could use it as a tie back for some white curtains. I'm into white curtains right now. I just bought a new house about 6 weeks ago, and I've been decorating everything in farmhouse style. So everything is kind of gray and white and earthy colors, and all the curtains in the house are white, and they're so pretty, and I love that look. I know it started at HDTV, I think, but now everything in my house is farmhouse looking, so I just love it. So let's get started. Here are the sizes of everything that you'll need to. We're doing white cardstock, 5.5 by 8.5, and that is folded in half. And then I've also got a piece of Sahara Sand, that's 5 1/4 by 4. A piece of Daffodil Delight, that's 4 by 1. And a piece of white, that's 3 3/4 by 3/4. So I'll put all of that, see if I can get it all in the same screen in case you want to take a screenshot of that. Hopefully it'll all fit. And you get a screenshot of that one in case you want to make this card. All right, so let me peel these off and get started. The first piece you're going to need is the Sahara Sand piece, and the rest you can set aside. And we're going to be stamping this with the sunflower using Sahara Sand ink. So ink it up really good. Sometimes I like to do it like this upside down, and it gives it better coverage. All right, and then I'm going to stamp this in the right corner, top right corner. And that's a good one. And then what I did, I wanted to stamp another one here, but I didn't want it on top of it, so I wanted to mask it. So in case you've never done masking, what you do is just grab a Post-it note, and you stamp the image. Make sure you're stamping on, at least part of it is going to be on the sticky part. So I did it like right here. The whole sunflower doesn't fit, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to be putting it right here. And I think I lined that up pretty good so that I didn't even need to cut this part over here. All right, so I've got it exactly right on top of where I stamped it. And then I'm going to ink it up again. And stamp it a little bit over to the left and down. And you have to make sure you give it really good pressure, because you want to make sure where that piece of paper is, you don't get like a line around it so that you can see it. So make sure you press really, really good. So do that. Then you're going to take your, whoops, let me just set this over here. Sorry. Take your mask off, and there you go. So you can see a little bit, but not too much. All right, so that's our sunflower part. Then the words are also in the same color, the Sahara Sand, and I'm using Thanks a Bunch. And hopefully, I know sometimes when I do these, oh, hey Peg, hey Carol. Sometimes when I do these, I always keep moving stuff closer and closer to me, and then you can't see it in the camera, but it's hard to stamp like far away. All right, oh, that's a little bit crooked. Let's try it again. Good thing we have that double-sided paper, so you can have two chances. That's better. All right, so I'm gonna set that aside for a minute. Close this ink pad so don't get it on anything. All right, so this is what we've got. So we're gonna color, and this is where we pick the watercolor pencils up. I have not used these in, I think, at least 2 or 3 years, because once we came out with those Stampin' blends, I just always use those, or the Aqua Painter or something else. But I saw somebody do a sunflower card recently with the watercolor pencils, and I was like, oh man, I haven't used them in forever. So I decided to just pull them out, give them a shot, because they are so easy to use. So you don't have to be careful at all, like with the Stampin' blends, because what you're going to do is just scribble color into each area here. And I'm just trying to get the centers. I like the look of leaving the sunflower leaves white on the end. So I'm trying to be careful not to get the ends of the petals, I mean not leaves. So I'm just scribbling some color in here. And for the sake of time, I went ahead and did most of one already. So let me pull that one out. So this one is mostly done. So all I did was I just went around, scribbled some color in here all over, and see how I left the edges white? And then I went back with the white one, this is the white pencil, and just did the edges. And it's very faint, but I mean, if you're here, you can see it. It might not show up too well on the camera. Oh, am I out of the camera here? All right, so just go around your edges. Just do a little V with the white one. And you don't have to do this. I mean, it takes a few extra minutes, but I think it just makes the leaves, I keep calling them leaves, they're petals, flower petals. Makes them pop a little bit more. All right, then you're gonna take the blender pen and just blend this in. And I'm trying to stay away from the ends. See how that makes the color just pop? I love it. See, look at the difference. So this is done with the blender pen right here, and that's like just with the watercolor pencil. So you can see how it blends it in so nicely and smooth, and look at that. Oh, I just love it. And it's so easy, you'd hardly have to touch it at all, but it just makes the colors pop. So I'm just going to swirl that around in there. And it only takes a minute. And then you go over to the other one, do the same thing. Oops, sorry if I get out of the camera. It's just a habit when you're doing this. You want to have it close to you, but then if I have it too close, then you can see my boobs sticking in the camera, so I can't have that because they're too big, so that takes up a lot of space. Hey, Chris. All right, so we're almost done. See how easy this is? You don't have to be exact or anything. Just try not to go out of the lines too much. All right, so now we're done coloring, and it looks like that. Oops, almost. Got a couple more over here I missed. All right, so now what we're going to do is emboss it. So we've got our embossing folder here. And when you're embossing something that's already stamped, you want to make sure to double check which side is the right side. So one side is indented, one side is raised. And in most of the folders, almost all of them, occasionally there's one that's not, the side that has the Stampin' Up on the top is the way you want it to go in. So you want to have your picture facing up with the Stampin' Up logo on top. And this is crooked. This one really doesn't matter too much if it's crooked because it's kind of a, it's not really like stripes or something where you have to worry about it so much. But so I'm gonna, just for the sake of time and energy, I'm gonna magically buy TV here, have one that's already done. So this is what it looks like when you take it out of your Big Shot. So, oh, let me hold it close so you can see it. Can you see that embossing on there? See how that's cool? Isn't it? It looks quilted almost. I think that's so cool looking. I did another one without doing that. This is another sample that I did, and I stamped some leaves on this one too. But this is without the embossing, and this is with the embossing. And they're totally different looks, but I think I like both of them. So, all right, so now we're gonna do our words, and we've already stamped this. So now we're gonna use the new label punch, and we're gonna push it in here. And it's called Pick a Label, no, Pick a Punch. Pretty Label, Pick a Punch, I think is the name of it. You just push it all the way down in there, press it, flip it around, do the same thing. Oops, make sure it's straight. So then it gives you that really cool edge on there. Then do the same thing with the daffodil piece. And I measured this ahead of time so I knew exactly how long to cut these pieces. But if you don't, here's a little trick that I figured out. So if you've got your piece here and you don't know how long you want to cut it to go with this, when you put this down on here and you say, oh, okay, so I want it just a little bit like that, take just a practice piece and put it on the edge, and you can say, okay, so now I know I need to have it that much, you know, longer. So if you have a long strip, you can just lay this down wherever. So say you have a really long strip and you lay this down, and you're like, okay, I need to cut it right there. So just draw a line right there, cut your paper, and you know it'll come out perfect like that. But normally if it's 1/4 of an inch longer than your white piece, it should come out perfect because it's taken off 1/8 of an inch on either side. This is 1/8 of an inch, that piece right there. So when we put this together, it'll go perfectly. So let me put some tape on that. Oops. I hate it when I stamp on both sides, then I can't remember which one's the good one. I think that's that side. All right, so put this down. Oops, it's crooked. Have to concentrate. Okay, so there we go. Still just a little bit crooked, but that's okay. All right, and then for anytime I glue something to something that is textured or has a bit embossed, I like to use this Tombow glue because I think it sticks better. Oops. Then the snail adhesive. So we're going to stick that down right there. And just hold it for a second. Hey Laura, hey Nicole. All right, so it should be good to go. And then I cut a piece of ribbon ahead of time. Oh wow, that looks a little crooked, but that's all right. Maybe the ribbon will hide it. You won't see. It's crooked. All right, and I cut this ribbon like just long enough, so I need some skinnier fingers to tie this. My fingers are too fat. Okay, there we go. All right. I really did get that crooked. Let me see if I can straighten it out a little bit. Oh, okay. There we go. That's better. I don't like having it crooked. All right. So that's that. Then we just have to glue it down to our back piece, which is white. And let's use this again. Yeah, it even sounds like corduroy when you're running this around. Remember when you were like in junior high, if you're my age, I'm 54, and I'll be 55 in a couple months. But remember when you were in like junior high and you wore corduroys and you would sit there and rub your finger over it and make that zipping sound? If you're younger than that, you don't remember those days when we wore corduroy. All right. And then my favorite thing to do for every card is spritz it with the Shimmer Spray. So this is Shimmer Spray. It's just 70% alcohol, just rubbing alcohol, not drinking alcohol. And you just fill up this container, any kind of container, spray container that you have. Fill it up about 80% of the way full, and then pour about 1/4 teaspoon of the shimmer paint in there. And this is the champagne shimmer paint. Give it about 4 spritzes. Let it dry for a second. See how pretty that is? I love it, love it, love it. All right, then we're gonna stick a couple pearls on here. And these are Stampin' Up! Pearls. I need my little take-a-pick tool, but I don't have it with me, so I'm going to use scissors to grab these. Put one there. Oops, I lost it. I'll put one here. Oh my gosh, I love it, love it, love it. All right, so there you go. Hey, Mindy, how you doing? All right, so this is my final card. Don't you love it? Give me some hearts if you love it. Click that heart button. Let me know what you think. And please leave a comment for me and tell me what you think about it, okay? And thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And you guys have an awesome day. And I will see you next time. Bye-bye.